devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand, bang, got my hand. Call
Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I must say, it's been a minute since I've done a YouTube only live stream. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you. It's far too kind. Yeah, man. Look, it's I gotta say, everything changed around that time that I got that extra psych. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. Yeah, things kind of shifted, and you guys over here on the YouTube side were used to seeing me, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Then I cut Saturdays because Saturdays went over to the green place, which it's funny because all I had was OD green, but I got to get the actual, like brighter green that matches that. But yeah, I catted that out all by myself. You know what I'm saying? Your boy's getting better. Your boy's getting skills. Anyway, so that's the green place. So yeah, man. The last thing I wanted was for people on this side to feel like I was, not showing the love, not coming over here and engaging everyone in the community. And the last thing I want, just keeping it real, is for our community to become segmented, even though I personally have some disdain for some particular platforms that just, do everything they can to throttle people, hold them back that they don't agree with. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to have a great show tonight. I appreciate all you guys. The topic is awesome. And this actually came from I would call it a debate, but it was more like a dispute with a guy that was literally shopping for firearms, and the topic of the Second Amendment came up, and it's like it's for personal protection. Sure, of course it is. And then Okay, y'all know me. Do you think I could idly stand by while this conversation happens and not say anything? That's like sitting at the Thanksgiving table when people start talking about, jabs and stuff. It's like, oh, don't say anything. I always do. Um, but remember, pose it as a question. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we have a great topic. We have an awesome guest coming on. So we're going to have a great conversation. I appreciate all you guys that are here. For all of you that are here, welcome. Thank you for being here. And for those that trickle in over the next like 20 minutes as YouTube chooses to send out some of the notifications, some, a small amount. Anyway, we're going to jump into it, guys, and I just want to say thank you for being here. So, if you are new, if you're here for the first time, we don't believe you. Okay. Secondly, if you're going to maintain that story, no, I'm kidding. If you're here for the first time, welcome. This is DLD After Dark. We do a live show every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. I did start doing Saturdays over on the other place. Where did I put that thing? It's almost like you can't say a particular word, So I started doing Saturday evening live shows only on that place. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm literally gonna do that over on the Green Place, and it was awesome because look, you can grab things, handle things, show things. We can specifically talk about parts, modifications, make changes. We can do all that stuff live. It's really cool. We haven't fully taken advantage of the stuff that we're able to do over there, though, which we intend to. We got some stuff planned probably for after the holidays, which we're some of us are going to be getting together, and we'll be doing some live stuff. So anyway, yeah, so we do a live show Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Started doing the Saturday shows over there on that place, and then it's so crazy. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you can't even say it without them, like giving a lashing to you. Anyway, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays were usually on YouTube, and then Saturdays were usually on Crumble. And then what I started doing was after my channel was um, given a little bit of a break by a platform that doesn't enjoy certain things that I say. They gave me a free week-long vacation where I wasn't allowed to post, stream, do anything. And I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go over to the place where they actually want us over there, where they actually want firearm content creators, where they actually want people over there, like taking advantage of the freedom of expression and, these natural rights that we have. And they're all about it. And not only that, we're working directly with the platform. Like, imagine if, like, 12 years ago, YouTube he like called me and was like, hey dude, we really like what you're doing. We want some more firearm content creators over here, so tell you what, come over and we'll put you on the front page of YouTube. I'd be like, what? Like, it'd be crazy to take advantage of that. And with the growth this place is experiencing, man, if you don't follow me over there, I would encourage you to. No, it's not to share links to get affiliate money. No, it's not it is just the only place that can even combat the issues that we're dealing with here, where we can speak freely, not be whiplashed by the establishment, we'll call it that. And if you don't realize that, Alphabet is part of the establishment, please, like, take a look into it, man. Like, wake up. We have literally YouTube and Google, the one of the largest technological giants in the world, and they've partnered with the federal government in so many cases, and it's just trash, man. Anyway, so I'd rather go to a place that doesn't have an algorithm, that if you choose to follow somebody, then they let you follow them. And then guess what? When they post content or go live, they actually send every single person a notification. Crazy. Who would have thought? Slim Shady would have be something that you would have bought. So anyway, that's why, look, sometimes I talk about this stuff and I'm like, man, you know what? Like, Crumble is just a better place. It's really just for freedom. freedom, independence, expression, and that's what the show is all about. And you guys know, every time I introduce the show, I'm like, look, DLD After Dark is a place for freedom, independence, liberty, conversation on the such, uh, you know, um, everything from God, guns, gear. Really not as much like philosophical and theological stuff, but every now and then we have our conversations, and just talking about being a man in 2025. And it's a great place to be. But again, I don't want the people that don't want to go to that side to feel like we're just like that I'm abandoning them, or the community's abandoning them. So I wanted to make sure that I did some stuff over on YouTube solo. So that's why we're here. Anyway, let me see here. Let's set this up because I kind of feel like there's a little bit of just like dead silence in the background, and your boy needs a little bit of boom boom cut. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Welcome everyone here. And, I did have, I think it was 8 shows that I did. So what happens, unfortunately, when you're less active on this platform, so let's say you take a week or 2 off, which I did. I took about 2 weeks from streaming on here, and I was only streaming the Green Place Crumble. What happens is those people stop engaging with your content, so they stop sending notifications out to people. And sometimes, even if they do send notifications, people have kind of disengaged. So they're like, I'll just pass over it. So there's always a little bit less engagement, and you kind of got to ramp up. So it's going to be a little bit of a ramp up as we come back. But what I may do is, and I really haven't put too much thought into this, but what I may do is still go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on the Green Place, and then come up with another schedule for YouTube. Because I just, I don't know, maybe tough to add a couple more shows, but if you're here and you will literally only watch on YouTube, throw a 1 in chat. I'm genuinely curious for the folks out there that are just like, you know what, I'm just not going to go over there. I don't care what you do. I don't care how easy you make it. I don't care if you literally post it on YouTube. Put the comment in there, pin the comment with one click, like that's how easy I make it. Usually I don't always get to do that, but here I'm making my wakey juice, just so y'all know. Yeah, I mean, I try to make it as easy as possible for you guys, because I know it's a pain to go over to a new place, but it's just better in every other way. Anyway, that's not why we're here. I just wanted to share that. So boom. All right, my bad. Well, let's jump into it. Again, welcome to DLD After Dark. I appreciate you guys. This is a place where we talk about everything freedom, liberty, and independence. We talk about God, guns, gear. We talk about firearms, self-defense. We talk about just everything. Being a man in 2025, being, filling the roles of husband, father, leader, spiritual leader, all of that and everything that encompasses that. We talk about preparedness. We talk about just all the things. So if you're here, welcome. You probably fall somewhere in there where you find value in one of those things that we discuss. And tonight we're talking about the Second Amendment and what it really means. But what I mean by that is we're talking about our natural rights that are given to us by God that happen to be protected by the Second Amendment of the Constitution. So anyway, we'll get into it. But the first thing we got to do is, more than 85% of the support from this channel comes directly from our channel members. Okay. So we got to take the first, the next like 7 to 10 minutes, greeting all of our channel members by name. And because all of you guys are, hey, I see a bunch of you guys in here that I haven't seen in a minute. So a lot of you guys are over there though, on the Crumble Place. Yeah, I'm looking through, man. Maybe is Sandwich Chef, bro. Good to see you, man. Frag out, Fluffy, Kurt24. I'll make sure we go through and say what's up to all you guys, but I want to take the time during the introduction to where basically we greet all of our people, because that's where the majority of the support comes from. Also, If you guys enjoy building firearms, then check out dldhardware.com. And if you enjoy some of the finest cutlery that money can buy, then check out definitionknives.com. We currently have co-pilots in stock. We currently have the journalist in stock. And we also currently have the Aegean in stock. And, you know, if someone were to see, I don't know if I could come off of this, but I do have the one and only green Aegean. I mean, that thing is beauty with the wood grain, OD green, wood grain, Aegean. What? And this was the one that was named after, named in honor of, Gideon, Patmos, JST Supply, all those guys. This thing is fire. And the thing I do love about the Aegean is how deep the pocket carry, the pocket clip is. It goes beyond the frame, G10 frame. So that way, when you're carrying it, you can't see like the top of the knife like you typically can poking out of someone's pocket. So for all you know, it's like pepper spray or a pin. Who knows? But this thing is fire. So maybe one day, what we could do is put this in a waffle. And I actually found out there were a couple people I missed on the last waffle. Man, it's just honestly, you'd think it'd be easier with the amount of stuff that I'm shipping out every day. But yeah, sometimes stuff gets missed. So I got you guys. Literally have your stuff already printed, ready to go out. Most of it's already boxed up. The guys that bought the lumens, all your stuff is out. So it's on the way. And everyone else, I just thank you for your patience. I think like going forward, what's going to be easier is I'm actually going to, on DLD hardware, I'm going to put a listing for a waffle keychain. Okay. Now this way, you guys, if you choose to, regardless of whatever I'm doing on the show, if you were to choose to go purchase a waffle keychain, if there was some type of waffle event taking place, then you could choose to go purchase a waffle keychain. Now, if that may enter someone into a free drawing by that purchase, I guess, I don't know, something like that, then you purchase a keychain, but that could include your entry, something like that. So that way, ooh, bro, that is fire, Marconi. Holy heckin' moly. Dang. Yo, did you do that with a Cerakote pen, bro? Is that Shogun's or is that yours? I don't know if I'm allowed to show that. So, plus it's in your hand or someone's hand. So I don't know if I can show that because YouTube will immediately think that I'm handling a forbidden item. For example, something like that's hanging on my wall back here. Man, you know what? It is kind of jacked. I'm gonna have to switch networks real quick. This sucks. Give me a second. It's gonna take me down for about 15 seconds, but I'll be right back. All right, hang tight for 1 sec, and I gotta switch networks. This is just moving way too slow. My picture's all pixelated. It'll be worth it. Hang tight. Don't go nowhere.
Oh, I get it. You're retarded. You don't understand a word I say.
There we go. Oh, why did this? Are you serious, bro? Hold up. Why did this just crap out? Hold up. See, this always happens. Is it this one? Really, Dougie? Hold up. Yo. That's crazy, B. Hold up. There we for real? Sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. Hold on. All right, good enough. We'll stick with that. That may be a little too loud there, but we'll get on there. Sorry, my apologies, y'all. I'll just do it like this anyway. That way, I don't get too lost in the garbage. Anyway, my bad, y'all. I had to switch networks. This is way faster, way better upload speed, and the picture is going to be better. Stream will be better. So, my apologies. But anyway, moving forward, we have a huge holiday waffle coming up, and obviously I got to make sure the last couple of people that didn't get their stuff is getting their stuff. That's already taken care of. But also this next one coming up, to make it a little more streamlined to where people don't have to wait for their stuff. If someone goes on my website and purchases a waffle keychain, then it immediately enters their information, sends it to me, and then when they, win, I can just literally click their thing to ship it, and boom, they got the label, and it'll be out like within a day or two. So way easier than the issues that I've had in the past of having to go back and go to, Cash App, and then go to this, and then go to email, then go to Instagram, and then try to put everything together. Then once I have all the information, going in to manually put it in. So I did it in a really stupid way in the past. So I'll make sure that it's way more streamlined in the future. But let me just say this, all right? This next one that is coming will make the last one that we did look micro. Like this next one, shout out to Hot Dog 990. My man was like, you always say that we should support our community of people, the businesses in our circle. So he did, and he supported the businesses in our circle. And I'll just say this, there's stuff in there from Goonbeam, there's stuff in there from Gideon, there's stuff in there from Stifler, there's stuff in there from Marconi, there's stuff in there from Fat Tack, there's actually, bro, there's 11 shirts in there from Fat Tack. There's actually 12 total shirts. There's so much stuff in there. I can't even remember all the stuff. And then he took it up a notch again, throwing other stuff in there. I was already planning to do a waffle, so I had other stuff that I've grabbed to, push back to the community. And there's no way we'll ever be able to get anywhere close to like the total value of the package, so like the total package, the total amount. So honestly, it's more like a contribution to the community than I don't know. Well, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot. I mean, ballpark, without even like thinking and counting through it, at least $1,000 worth of stuff. It's crazy. So and that was all money that went to our people, man. That went to our community, and it's all stuff that's going to go to our community. So that's going to be a huge one. But to make it quick and efficient and streamlined, we're probably going to do that. So I need to find some 3D printing filament that is the color of waffles, and then syrup on top. And then if I could find a way to put a hot dog on top of the waffle on the keychain, that would be dope. That'd be dope. Yeah, I'll share that with the homies real quick. Hang on. That's a dope one. We'll do this. So what Marconi is showing me here is this bad boy, which is absolute fire. Dude, is this the only thing I could think of like how to do this would be Cerakote pens, because that thing is very, very accurate. Maybe I can do it like this. Hang on. Let's see. I kind of want to do it this way. Let me see if I can change the one with the hand in it, because I really want to show that one, but I know if I show the one with the hand, you know how YouTube be doing. All right, let's see. I'll start with this. Remove the background. Boom. Got it. Look at that. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Studio shot. Boom. Boom. Easy as that. Look at that. Done. Dude, I don't know, for anyone out there that does like thumbnails or anything like that, Photo Room is the dopest app out there, bro. I really dislike the whole AI phenomenon and craziness and all that, but it is pretty fire. All right, so let's see. Oh, no, I can't send that one. That's got the hand in it. All right, we'll do that. Oh, come on, bro. Really? My bad, y'all. This will be worth the wait. Hang on one sec. 2, 3. And if you guys haven't seen Marconi, Shogun, like the work that they do is remarkable. And this is one of many incredible items that they've created. All right, let's pull this up here. And I'll have chat pulled up right now. So you could be saying like, nah, that's not Shogun. That's me, bro. That's all me. So I could be totally wrong. Let's see. I don't see a chat from him. All right, so I'm gonna pull this up here. Boom. We'll do a little screen share. 26 minutes in. I haven't even done the intro. My bad, y'all. My bad. All right. Boom. Okay. So this is a gorgeous. This is the Marconi V2. Okay. And if you see that chunk port up there, let me see which one here. There you go. So take a look at the chunk port up there. The barrel is chunk ported as well. And then there's smaller ports behind it. And then the combat sights are set up here to where the sights are in front of the optic. And then the front sight is behind the chunk port. Now, the other dope thing is that they were so forward thinking. When Marconi did this, he actually also milled another slot for sights in the back. Oh, Shepherd Dynamics in SoCal. Nice. So you could actually choose to run sights in the rear or run sights in the front. Man, that's such a dope setup, dude. It looks great. I mean, that is excellent work. And it's that's got to be a Cerakote pin, because I mean, to get that detailed with it is pretty crazy. So shout out to Marconi and Shepherd's, what do you call it? Shepherd something? Shepherd's Hook? Hold up. Shepherd Dynamics in SoCal. Great work. Good job. And this is why we need to support each other, because they make super dope stuff like that. All right, let's get back into it. So real quick, Dangle Matt was first in chat, brother. Thank you so much for rolling through. We'll do one singular crisp high five. Thank you, brother. And you know what? I did the thing. What I was supposed to say is congratulations for being first in chat, Dangle Matt. Great job, brother. And it's probably totally cutting out my audio when I do the applause. All right, boom. Sorry. All right, and let's go through and greet all of our channel members. Of course, Kurt24, the producer of the show, right behind him, brother. Thanks so much for coming in and hanging out. Slimmer Man, I see you, brother. Great to see you. Mike McClune, the Goon, brother. Great to see you. Channel member, moderator extraordinaire. Obviously, Kurt24 is also a channel member and a moderator. Now, these guys have also been channel members for like more than 40 months. It's insane. Like a lot of you guys have, actually. Let's see who else we got. The 2A is for shoestring tyrants. Yes, it is for the purpose of installing air conditioning. In the faces of tyrants, McClellan the Goon, got a cheese, brother. Great to see you. Have you printed a GAT today? Not today, actually. But funny enough, my printer has literally been running all day. Yo, straight up, it is the weirdest conversation to be like, yo, the underwear that I am wearing is incredible. It is weird, right? But shout out, man. Dude, Gunderwear is a game changer. Like, I want to go buy a 5-pack. So I got 2, and now I want to go get 5, because whatever your carry setup is, if you're carrying 1 to 230 area or 12 o'clock on your waistband, inside the waistband appendix with Gunderwear, it like disappears. It's like it's not even there. It's my setup is already super comfortable, and I love the Fat Tac holsters. That's just super comfortable. I also got some JM4 tactical holsters that I still use. But man, it just makes it feel like it's not even there. It's incredible. And I'm talking full-size gun with optic, light, +5 extension, ramjet, like the whole shebang, and it just carries like it's not even there. Gort, great to see you, brother. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, my guy. Mike McLuhan the Goon, Kurt 24, Live Life, brother. Great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Also a channel member. Barton Fink, Chad, great to see you. It's so funny how, man, I guess YouTube is only showing the @ names instead of usernames, but you can change your @ name if it's available. I don't know why they do this, man. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I don't get it. Let's see. Kurt 24, Mike McLuhan Lagoon, Marconi. Great to see you, brother. We were just chatting, but you know what I'm saying. Great to see you. And also check out Marconi, man. I'm sure he's doing stuff around this time of year on the Fridays after the Thanksgivings, and there might be a dark code that you could use to save some of the almonds, because everything costs almonds. Marconi, Gort, Live Life. Let's see who else we got. Mike McLuhan Lagoon, Kurt 23 + 1, Gort, Live Life, got a cheese. It's so funny because from a distance, the picture that Kurt has on this place actually from a distance resembles that picture. Obviously it's different, but when I see it out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, oh, it's got a cheese, and then it's Kurt. So yeah, it can be a little difficult. FGM, brother, good to see you, man. G23, what up, Traveler? Let's see. Zanti, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you guys, man. Mike McLuhan the Goon, Zanti, Gort. Let's see who else we got here. Zanti. Kurt. It's too hard to say Kurt, you know, so you don't get that one, bro. Sorry. Kurt 24, the producer of the show, that's just what it is. Let's see. Zanti Misfit, a bunch of avocados from Marconi. Don't know why. Zanti for Misfit. Gort, Kurt 24, Zanti. Let's see. My bad. I'm just getting caught up here. Hey, Alpha Q later. Yo, stop it, dude. Okay. If you say it fast, it's kind of like Gabe Owner, or it's kind of like Elsa Kenny one. You seen those videos, right? Like that when they go to Walmart and they're like I'm trying to page my sister. Oh, what's her name? Elsa. What's the last name? Kenny one. And then the girl gets on the mic and she's like, I'll suck anyone. Like, oh, this one was Mr. Myaz. His first name was Dixon. And this guy's like, I'm not saying Dixon Myaz. Oh, dude, it was great. Yeah. Alpha Q later. I have a feeling I know who that is. I think that's Mo Beta Prince, but I'm not certain. So are you Mo Beta? They're totally changing the names up on me, man. My bad. Should I get the Bamboo H2S? Well, if you're considering it, I'd recommend that you holler at oh, you bought the 5-pack today? No way. I'd recommend that I was right. More Beta Prince. Chat with Kurt, man. Kurt got the H2S and he's got the whole thing set up. He's got like freaking 4 AMSs. Like I'm just starting to set up my first AMS HT, which is the high temperature filament dryer. It goes up to like 80 or 90 C. The thing is bananas. It's crazy. But I got to set up like the buffer system and all that. And I literally have everything that I need to start running carbon fiber nylon. I got the HT AMS. It's a single spool filament dryer, but it gets super hot. Well, it gets to the proper temperature to dry nylon. I think like 80 or 90 C. And then I have the filament that I need. I have the hardened nozzle, which I got one of the hardened nozzles, but then Kurt actually sent me a complete one with all like everything. Shout out to Kurt. And in my enclosure, which is going to be a black trash bag for a little bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, Kurt says, I love my H2S. Yeah, it's dope. I mean, dude, the cost of printers is getting crazy. Like the P1P equivalent from the completely anti-2A company FlashForge, which I didn't know that was Dave Ramsey, bro. Like absolute trash. They were selling the Bamboo P1P equivalent for with the AMS for like $213 or something. That is absolute insanity. That is less than half the price that I got my P1P for. Crazy talk. Kurt 24, Gort. Let's see who else we got. Get a cheese. I have several instructional vids at that place on my favorite hobby. I actually need to follow some instructional vids of setting up my freaking HTAMS and buffer system and all that. I don't get the whole buffer thing. It just, if I could like understand it, like how it works as a like setup, then I'd be good. But yeah, I can't do that. Sandwich Chef, brother, great to see you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Chenamemba, long time, Chenamemba. I do follow you. I follow you too, brother. Mike McClune, the Goon, here we go. 44 months. Look at that, man. Thank you so much. Chenamemba, Glauks. It sucks that it doesn't show. It shows on this side, but it just says the name of the emoji on that side. So that sucks. Like, bro, YouTube, wouldn't you get this together by now? Like, come on. I just, it doesn't make sense to me. The biggest technological company in existence, and you can't make an emoji show up on a computer. You are broken. Like, come on, bro. Fluffy Bunny, brother, great to see you as well. I did include your pocket clip. I literally, straight up, I literally took it off of my sample Boyd that I have. I'm not going to carry the Boyd anyway, so it'll go to you, and your daughter will be able to carry her Boyd. And my man, Blue Curtain, you got your repair items on the way too. It's just, it's been crazy. There's no excuse. If there's one thing, I'm always going to do what I said that I was going to do. I just might be very late. So forgive me. But I love y'all. I love y'all. Let's see. Zanti, Fluffy, Mike McClune, the Goon, Kurt 24. Let's see. Who am I missing here? Fluffy Bunny. Kurt 24, Sandwich Chef, Guns, Gort. Who else? Am I missing somebody? Let me see. Did I miss? If I missed you, if you're a channel member and I missed you, sound off in chat, because I think I got everyone. Sandwich Chef, Marconi, who's a moderator. Dark, how much for it? What for the green Aegean? I don't know. I may include it in the waffle. I know that would make a lot of people happy. The thing about the waffle is, like, for $10, $20, for whatever like entry fee it is, it gets you, like, it's very low cost out, but the potential upside is like insane, like gun slides and equipment, flashlights, optics. Like the amount of stuff is like insane, right? A dozen shirts, like all the amount of stuff you could get. Oh, and don't forget, I also got this bad boy. The everything is green for the holidays. The knockoff, it is a knockoff. The knockoff Osborne, but look at that liner right there, bro. Look how fire that liner is, and the quality of the anodized aluminum is nuts. And check out this action, bro. This thing is legitness. Look at that. You ready? 3, 2, 1. That fire button on that thing is no joke. This is a clone. It's not like, crazy, high quality or anything, but for a clone of a $300 knife, I mean, this thing is awesome. So I'll be including that in the waffle. I got a bunch of stuff that I'm throwing in there. Goonbeam rifle light that I actually bought, I bought 2 and they sent me 1, and then one of the Goonbeam elves sent whatever. Anyway, yeah, so another Goonbeam rifle light, another whatever. So like the thing about waffles that is incredible is that for $10, $20, whatever, you could win crazy big. But most people don't win, right? Like, let's say I got 10 items that I'm waffling off, right? 10 people will win if 50 people enter. Like that sucks. You know what I mean? Like that for those 40 people that didn't win, it sucks. Even though it's only 10, $20, the participation, the excitement, the community vibe, it's all great. But I mean, the opportunity to win big is awesome. You know what I mean? So it's I wish we could do something that every single person would win, but we're gonna make it like a low bar of entry and very fair. Anyway, sorry, we'll get moving. So I think a lot of people would be super thrilled if I were to put the OD Green Aegean in here, which technically it's not an Aegean. I just think that's the only way that I can refer to it because it, doesn't exist, right? 8CR13 MOV steel, very smooth, copper discs, steel ball bearings, and I mean, this thing is just like on glass, dude. It's, you could just swing that bad boy out, and even with a flick, I mean, that thing is rock solid. Yeah, it's pretty dope, bro. And that little spot for your thumb right there, the fact that the pocket clip bends in like right there, it just feels like it was made for your hand, for my hand at least. Hopefully it feels like it was made for whoever's hands it ends up in. Frag Out, VK, Agorizer, good to see all you guys, man. Appreciate you guys coming through. Garen Wilson, great to see you, man. Let's see who else. Is that a milkshake blender mug? It technically is. Well, so it's actually a soda mug. They used to do like these like soda cups out of stainless steel because it doesn't like set off all the carbonation and like make your drink flat. So they used to use these. They do make milkshakes out of them like in diners and stuff like that. But they also used to use these with the little spiral spoons to pour soda down so it doesn't kill all the carbonation, make it go flat. Which is how it's still bubbly right now. Yo, Douglas Boing, great to see you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Frag Out, we rob you, Frag Out. Fluffy Bunny, Misfit. Oh man, I'm so far from the bottom. My bad. My chat just refreshed and it was like, brrr. It's like, oh crap. Smoked fried bologna. That sounds great. I can't relate to micro. Let's see, Fluffy Bunny. OG Bobby B, brother. Great to see you, man. Also a channel member. Good to see you as well, man. You've been on the Rumble side too, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean on the side. It's so funny. I need like a cue card to say a word. Let's get ready to crumble. Let's see. Fluffy Bunny, Mike McClunsky, OG Bobby B. I am from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. Let's see. Xanty Misfit. Rooster, brother. Great to see you, man. Slide Bite. Man, look at all you beautiful people up in here, man. OG Bob. Oh, that's right. OG Bobby B was from South Central. And that I am from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. I was from Boys in the Hood. My bad. I'm sitting here conflating a bunch of hood movies. More Beta Prince, brother. Great to see you. Also a channel member. Me love you long time. Dang, Barton Fink member for 36 months. I'm 3 years old. I'm a big boy now. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Let's see, we got Sandwich Chef. Yo, Mr. Cristo. Great to see you, man. Thought it was on the green place and I'm late. I know, man. I know. It's I gotta find a way to make some more consistency there because I honestly think the only way to do it for real is like guarantee, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm over here, and then I need to pick a day or two for YouTube only. I couldn't imagine doing 5 days a week, dude. That would just drain me. I mean, I could do every single day if I made some adjustments to everything in my life. No, I probably can't do that. Let's see. Gort. You could do 2 tiers on the waffle. That's That's true. Well, if it's like $10 per entry, then people could just buy multiple entries, which would kind of be tiered. Or okay, for maybe the more expensive items, it's a higher buy-in or something. Yeah, we'll find something out. All of this is, dude, straight up, all this is from Hot Dog 990 and the companies that are in our circle, man. It's been incredible, man. Yo, C-Man, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Dang, there's a lot of people I haven't seen in a minute that are coming through. It's because we've been over here on this place, and man, I can see it in my activity and numbers on YouTube. All right, let's see. Kurt almost wins a lot. I know it. Joe Morris, brother, good to see you, man. Let's see who else we got. DB Cooper, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member, appreciate you, brother. Zanti from Misfit. Dang, member for 33 months. I hope you all have a great and blessed Thanksgiving. Facts. Big facts. Man, God bless all y'all and all y'all's family for Thanksgiving, man. This is going to be a good one, man. 2025. Who would have thought that we would have even made it to Thanksgiving 2025? Bro, it's about to be 2026. Like, that's crazy. Absolute crazy. I honestly, the first thing I would ask is like, how did we even make it to 2026?
You don't get to ask those questions.
I know, Candace. Sorry. Let's see who else we got. G23, Garen Wilson, Damian Christ, Agarizer, DB Koopa, It's Not a Tuma, Clint Eastwood, brother, great to see you, man. Stab Master Arson. That would actually be a pretty dope YouTube username. DB Cooper, Sandwich Chef. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not here, I'm there. Like, pinky promise. I have not missed a show in a minute, a long time. Let's see. Aggie, Joe Morris, Garrett Wilson. Candace got to watch her 6. Now the French is going to come after her too, bro. Poor Candace is piping them rocks again. Let's see. DB Koopa, Ryder. What's up, Ryder? Is that Ryder? What are your thoughts on Candace's tweets about them trying to get her next? You know, I honestly haven't looked into it. I'll keep it real. I just thought this clip radiated like someone who may be heading down a delusional, psychopathic path of the internet and can't recover, and it was just perfect to be like, you don't get to ask those questions, but in a psycho way.
You don't get to ask those questions.
And if you guys hadn't seen that whole like video clip, she's like, you don't get to ask those questions. The crazy eyes come out and it's like a harvest moon, and she's like, why are you staring at me, mom? Why don't you it's like, yo, what? Are you okay? She's not okay. I mean, look, y'all know, if you're here, if you are watching DLD After Dark, you know the deep crevices of the internet and what they can do to you up here if you're not careful and you don't have like a spiritual balance of, you know, remaining in reality, but also searching the depths for truth. That's a difficult place to be in, man. It's easy to kind of let it go too far. And I think we've all been in the like, all right, black pill, like, let's do it. Black pill time, you know? But yeah, I have not looked at like her recent tweets or anything. I did hear that she was saying that she believes the French government and Israel and the CIA, all shadow government organizations of all 3 countries, had something to do with the murking of Charles Kirkland from Snake Eyes. Hold that thought. Sandwich Chef, the chef of sandwiches, member for 16 months. Brother, thank you so much. It's like the line between imagination and memory. Dang. Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. I mean, we've all remembered something incorrectly or remembered something that didn't happen and then swore up and down that it happened, like almost Mandela effect level. You know what I'm saying? Take them crazy ones to motels and don't fall asleep. Bro, you are not lying. And who was it that was like, yo, I don't know what it is, but there's something about that video clip that just screams that you give the sloppiest, toppiest in the
You don't
world.
get to ask those questions.
Yo, I bet she could suck the chrome off a Chevy. Lord forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm the terrible person.
I see an American flag, I immediately look at that I'm like, that person's probably a bigot. That person's probably a homophobe. That person's probably a racist if they're just flying American flags out everywhere.
Could you imagine a country where just American flags are just like flying all over the place? I mean, what kind of terrible place would this become? Now imagine them all turned upside down. Gutter cheese. DLD After Dark. That was me. Yeah. I thought so. I just didn't want to cast blame unless I was sure. I was like, I'm thinking that was gutter cheese, but no, it's all good. You know what? Pause for this moment because I feel weird when you guys are like listening to my drink gurgles when I take a sip. So hold please.
I'm almost too mad to do the show at this point. In fact, I just need to walk out of here. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Alex, I'm with you, man. Sometimes they get to you. And who do I mean by they?
Oh, no. No.
Drewski, my guy. We got Drewski, lifetime channel member. Great to see you. ASMR drink gurgles. Yo, sometimes I'll be sitting with my daughter and she'll pull up stuff she wants to watch, and I don't let her just take the reins of YouTube. That is a dangerous thing with a child. And I'll be sitting with her and she'll like watch an ASMR video, and I'm like, you realize like you're listening to another human being like gurgle, slurp, and chew. Like, you know how weird that is? Like, I could plug you up right now with headphones and a mic and you could eat your snack on there. You're gonna love it, you know? I don't know. I considered it, but earlier when I first came on, excuse me, earlier when I first came on Obama Hands, I had said that I wanted to do YouTube only and not tonight, just because I felt like there's a whole community of people on YouTube that, like, because I've been going to the other place so much, Crumble, I feel like they've kind of been like, left out of the community gatherings that we've had, because that's kind of how live streams are. It's like our community getting together, gathering, chatting up a storm. And, so I felt bad. I was like, I don't want the people on YouTube to feel neglected. So YouTube it is. So here we are. I may do a little something on Crumble later. We'll see. I don't have a whole lot of time tonight. I probably got till about 12:30, so about an hour. But yeah, I'd rather have you here at all, even if you just came in the end to say hello. So there was a conversation being had about the Second Amendment. And honestly, man, this is kind of frustrating to me when I hear someone say my Second Amendment rights. And it's not like I'm not casting, judgment on an individual. For me, it's frustrating, but for them, they believe that it's rights that are granted to them by the Second Amendment. And there was a time that I used to say the same thing. And then someone actually pulled me aside and said, hey, just so you know, they are not your Second Amendment rights. And I'm like, oh, like, clutch my pearls. Whatever do you mean? And it was finally explained to me in a way that I could understand it. And it's funny because we grow up, and at least at the time that when I was going to school, those darn public schools in Virginia, they were still teaching the the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Federalist Papers, the Anti-Federalist Papers, letters by the founding fathers, all sorts of stuff like that. And they are still teaching some things, but they're like, civics is like redacted, and like everything else in 2025, everything is like abbreviated. So I'm curious to see how things are going to shift as my daughter gets older and I get to see all the homework and all the stuff. So but I honestly, we've been blessed so far as the teachers that she's had. And I do believe, straight up, like, that is like literally the hand of God working within our lives. That's not just like, oh, we've been super lucky, cross our fingers. Like, no, that is like straight up the hand of God working in our lives to protect my daughter. And still exposed to stuff. I mean, there's no way to get, completely removed from everything unless you actually build an environment where you can, build a homestead, have, your children homeschooled and homeschool other children within the area. You know what I'm saying? Like, build something like that, which I would love to do, but I'm not there right now. Anyway, so when I taught my daughter, and this is kind of where we're taking this, I got to finish zeroing my lambs today, ready for the class on Sunday. Nice, bro. Man, I think you're going to have a blast, dude. I'm sure you had a blast, zeroing your lambs. And let me know. I'm curious to see between the HFXC and the new one, if one becomes unzeroed before the other one. Because, dude, I really trashed mine. I beat it up. I threw it around, and the whole time that it was on the Anderson front line, it was totally good to go. And I'm running that thing with an FRT and a can, and it was good to go. But I did end up taking it off, putting it on the Mac iX right there. It's right there. And then I haven't run that yet, so I gotta take it out. But anyway, so I just seen a video Sean Ryan put up earlier when he asked Tucker Carlson what 2A means to him, and he gave a great explanation on it. Dude, I literally saw that. So, okay, this is too interesting. So that explanation was probably the first time that I saw someone that spent their life in mainstream media that described it like the way we would. And I was like, dude, freaking kudos, man. Like, kudos. That was incredible. And that is the way that we need to look at things. And I actually explained this to my daughter, and she was in her class, and they were talking about the Constitution and the state constitution and the roles of government and stuff like that. And it's very, very short and abbreviated. It's like 8 questions. It was, very simple. But my daughter told me that when she got home, she was talking about, an interaction she had with her teacher. And my daughter told me that she had said, actually, the Constitution doesn't grant us any rights. And the teacher was like, what do you mean? And I had gone over this with her, like literally repeating it over and over and over and over and over. And I said, Letty, the Constitution, she says, the Constitution is a document that guarantees our natural rights that are given to us by God. So these are our natural rights that are given to us by God that are protected by the Constitution, right? Actually, it started backwards. So what I told her is that these are our natural rights, right? Given to us by God or by being born. So natural rights, you don't need to do anything to get them, which there's also a whole thing about the citizenry. Like, when does someone gain those rights then? Can an 11-year-old run around with a musket, right? Like, well, they need to be 18 to be part of the citizenry. And like, that's a little bit of a gray area there. So I think, whatever, I'm not opening that up for a debate. But the reality is that so much of the gun culture and so much of, firearm content creators, we have to remember that these are just dudes, right? Like, I am just a dude. I am just a random guy. I am a stranger on the internet to most of you. Some of you I've been blessed to actually get to know, which has been awesome. But Old cars are cool, by the way, especially ones that you can throw some antique plates on. That was the idea. So here it is. So, well, let me go back first. So I keep hearing all the time people say my Second Amendment rights, my First Amendment rights, as if the document is granting you those rights. Now, we know that that is untrue. We know that the truth is that these are natural rights given to you by God, and like the laws of nature, and nature's God, right? These are natural rights given to you by being born, given to you by God. Now, they are guaranteed to you by the Constitution, and by the Constitution of the United States of America, and the Constitution of your state. And if any Constitution of any one state goes against the Constitution of the United States, then that law should be disobeyed. It's actually your duty to disobey it. But here we are, right? How many times do we see people thrown in jail, prison over, state issues, right? But anyway, so you hear it all the time. These are my Second Amendment rights. It's not. These are your natural rights, and everyone has these natural rights. And if this conversation ever came up, there's been no other hardcore focus on the stripping of rights outside of the Second Amendment, conversation. If we were to deal with people constantly attacking our rights that are protected by the First Amendment, like the ability to worship the God that you want, the ability to say what you want, the ability to not only worship the way that you want, but to assemble the way that you want, reporting in the media and press, that like any of those things, if those were to be attacked, that is a way less partisan thing. However, we've been seeing that people that are on the, and I want to call it like the right or more conservative side, especially Christian constitutionalists, I think would be the most accurate way to describe people that are kind of like us, are being silenced at a rate alarmingly, at a rate 10 times more than we've seen other people that are literally spitting just absolute lies, propaganda, and garbage. And I saw just the other day, I saw this video posted. Someone had sent it to me thinking that they were sending me something that was like a warning, that was something good. And man, I tried to get through the first 17 minutes on 2x, and I could barely get it. It was like an hour and 45-minute video. And it was just this garbage of making this fake boogeyman, and made 24 accusations, more than 24 accusations that he cited no source or anything at all, pulled up a video, and then when he found someone that he disagreed with, he was actually pulls up a source and says this is wrong because of this. Bro, if I did this about your video, this would have been you would have been done, right? It's crazy. So there is a big difference between the right and the left, right? But if our natural rights that are protected by the First Amendment were attacked as often as the rights that are protected by our Second Amendment, I think you would see more of a fight, and I don't mean fight, right? More of a protest from both sides. But it seems to me that our rights that are protected by the Second Amendment is more of a conservative, Republican, constitutionalist, Christian constitutionalist kind of thing. And I think these people need to remember that the ability to own modern firearms and modern arms, we'll say arms, because it's not just guns. The ability to own modern arms is so paramount. It's not just about, yes, it's about self-preservation when it comes to the looking as self-defense. Okay. Yo, what's Steve Whoop? I knew the picture. Steve Whoop, brother. Great to see you, man. Also a channel member. It's YouTube's doing the thing where it shows all the usernames again. But great to see you, brother. Appreciate you, man. But here, give me a second. Let me get some nicotine real quick.
I see an American flag.
Actually, I'll show you the kid that is going to fight his daddy. You never know what's going to hit you. You could have a plan to go into a fight. What did Mike Tyson say? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. The worst. The accidental sack tap. Yeah, I mean, of course, the right of self-preservation is everything, but the right of self-preservation doesn't stop at self-defense. We have to remember, and it is paramount, that, I guess that's the second time I use that word, it is extremely important that we remember why these rights exist and why they were listed in the order that they were listed. So these rights are granted to you by God, okay? Now they are guaranteed to you by the Constitution. They are not a privilege given to you by the Constitution. They're protected by the Constitution, because the moment that we confuse things and believe that these rights aren't natural rights given to you by God or given to you by your creator, or, you know, by being born, then all of a sudden it's not a natural right. It is a privilege given to you by the government, and we can never have that confusion. And honestly, I think for real that's what they want. They want to, because we're sitting here right now with dudes running around saying, but my Second Amendment rights. They're not your Second Amendment rights. They're your natural rights. And self-preservation is a piece of that when you're looking in the form of like self-defense, right? Every single person has the right of self-preservation and the preservation of innocent life, like your children and all that. But we have to remember too, the rest of the Bill of Rights, the rest of, if we do not have the ability to keep our government in check, we are living under tyranny, okay? The things that keep our government in check, the fact that all of us have a wall like this at our house, or a safe of, you know, items like this, it reminds the government that we can assemble, we can build a militia. We are the militia. The people are the militia. And this is why, and this is kind of one of the things I wanted to get at. So I think I got a text from my guest. I think he's tied up. Let me respond real quick. My bad. This is why it's important that we realize one thing. The government has gone out of their way in every single way that they can, literally every single way that they can, to restrict your possession of machine guns. And we're talking about nearly a century, nearly 100 years of restricting your access to machine guns. Now, why would that be? Well, if everyone had a machine gun, then I think that would cause fear for the government. But remember, when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, you remember? So, if they spent the last century doing everything they could to restrict the people and their access to machine guns, the 1934 National Firearms Act, the 1968 Gun Control Act, the 1986, May of 86 machine gun ban, where they didn't outrightly ban machine guns, they banned the ability for you to go in your garage and form one a machine gun, meaning that, okay, right now you can go form one an SBR, you can form one a short-barreled shotgun, short-barreled rifle, an AOW, which really don't form one in AOW because it's a $200 tax stamp, but it's a $5 transfer tax. Just go buy an AOW that another SOT made. If you were to, honestly, I think the NFA is a terrible overreach, government overreach on all of our rights. But because a lot of us want the equipment, we allow that governmental overreach because we're like, yeah, you know what? I want that can, and I want that suppressor, I want that SBR, I want that, short-barreled shotgun or whatever, or that destructive device. Woo, but as of January 1, coming, soon, a month and some change, we will, Black Diamond Guns and Gear, Josh, what's up, brother? My bad, I was off chat for a sec. But you missed it. Kurt and I were talking about how awesome the Gunderwear products are, which are also available on Fat Tack as well. Oh, and don't forget, Gunderwear was nominated for a Gundy for the what was it? Brand, like, what is it? Brand outbreak brand of the year or something. I forgot what the exact terminology is, but dang, what was the? Let me know, Josh. I can't remember what it was for Gunderwear, but we need to vote for Gunderwear because they were nominated for a Gundy. We also need to vote for Josh, Black Diamond Guns and Gear Josh, Fat Tack Josh, for most influential male, inspirational male order bride, something like that. And then I was nominated for micro influencer of the year. So from December 1st to December 15th, you can vote for us for the Gundies. So and they're doing a massive Black Friday sale, so check them out. Yo, Gordon, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, and welcome to the Kim Light Battalion. Appreciate you, brother. Yo, Frederick Donegan. NFA was the government telling you they're not effing around anymore, but we never made them find out. Yo, I agree 100%, man. Look, going back to the topic, the NFA 1934, the Gun Control Act of 1968, and the machine gun ban of May of 1986. What that means is that you could no longer register or Form 1 any more machine guns as of May of 1986, whatever the date was, May 15th or whatever it was. So what does that do? Well, that prices all of you out of being able to purchase a machine gun. You can go lawfully purchase a machine gun. If you can lawfully purchase a firearm, you can go lawfully purchase an NFA item. Machine guns are NFA items. The problem is, in 1986, you could make a full auto Mac for like $75. Now, here in 2025, it's like $15,000 for a sheet metal Mac 11, which is absolute insanity. I remember when they were $3,500, and I was like, what? Who in their right mind would pay for something like that? And then I actually almost bought a 380 full auto Mac, which honestly was kind of cool, with a can and all that for like $3,200, and I didn't get it. But anyway, what they did is their original goal was to price people out with a $200 tax stamp. Well, they didn't account for the fact that in 2025, $200 would be very little in comparison. Then the 94 to 04 ban, it's been constant, right? But especially with items that specifically machine guns, items that scare the government. It scares the government that you have a semi-auto AR-15 in the first place. It scares the government that you have a semi-auto AK or semi-auto shotgun or whatever, right? It definitely scares the government that I'm sitting on like 100 guns and 30,000 rounds of ammo, a bunch of body armor, and whatever, because in their eyes, they're banking on the fact that you're going to, exercise discipline with your firearms. Well, people like us, we don't use our firearms offensively unless we absolutely have to. Whatever one individual's threshold may be for that is up to that one individual, okay? But they've always been trying to restrict machine guns. So I thought about it, and it finally hit me. Because we've seen, a massive, especially over the last handful of years, we've seen a massive back and forth with FRTs. And at one point, FRTs were machine gun conversion devices. And at one point, the super safeties, people were getting raided over it, even though it's kind of like really strange about how that Twin Bros raid kind of worked out, bro. I don't know, but maybe, I don't know, I could just be totally just off my rocker about that. There's a lot that I don't know about that, I'll be fair there and say that. But here's what I'm saying. Things like the Hoffman Tactical Super Safety have completely rejuvenated, revolutionized. They have totally changed the game when it comes to America's rifle, which is the AR-15. The AR-15, because for 100 years, they've been trying to keep us from the ability to have machine guns. We have the next best thing, and something like a super safety has been a game changer, because and Hoffman is like the only person in the world, and I was talking about this the other day on the Crumble stream. Tim Hoffman is one of the only people out there that thinks like this, where bless Hoffman's heart, yes. The Mini 14 is America's rifle. It at one point it was, right? And the Mini 30, the Mini 14 and the Mini 30 is dope, but the AC 556, my friend, that's the truth right there. 12.5 inch. The only issue is that it's 223. You can't put 556 through it. But if there was ever an AC 556, or no, yes, the Mini 14 can only run 223 supposedly. I know people that run 556 through it, but the AC 556, you can run 556 through it. 12.5 inch barrel. It's just a pencil barrel, so that thing heats up quick. But it's got safe, semi, 3-round burst, and full auto, I believe. It's got the little roller doodle on the thing. Yeah, it knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, that thing is baller. But anyway, Hoffman is like the only person in the world that thinks like this and is like, you know what? I'm going to completely work backwards and not work off of what already exists, right? We know, the traditional, 45 degree angle, 90 degree angle, 180, 90 degree. I guess there are 45 degree safeties out there, 90 and 180 degree safeties out there, right? And the FRT, Graves patent style FRTs already existed. But what Hoffman did is he was like, I'm going to reject all of that, and I'm going to work backwards here by just looking at the lower. I'm going to take a mil-spec trigger. I'm going to cut a big chunk out of one side. I'm going to turn the safety into a traditional push-button cam, and I'm going to add a lever that slides in that literally rocks back. I mean, it's so dope, so simple, but so dope how this works. That cam, when you push it in, so it's safe, semi, super safe in the middle, and the cam rocks back when the BCG goes back, and then as it goes forward, as the cam goes back, it pulls the trigger forward, so it is actively resetting the trigger, and then because you're applying pressure, you pull it again, so it happens very fast. So it is totally 100% semi-auto. However, it gives civilians a similar effect that the government has been trying to restrict from you for a century. So yeah, Hoffman totally changed the game. Yo, Rip Curl, brother, great to see you, man. Yes, there are. Check out Fat Tech for one. They got a huge sale, and I'll be publishing the DK details soon. Rich and I hadn't even gotten a chance to talk about it, but pretty sure I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying, for definition knives. What is this one? Hold on. Oh no, that's something else. All right, give me one quick second.
Fortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias, and agenda to control exactly what people think. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Yeah, Matt will be out December 3rd. He's okay, but he's I don't know all the details, so I'm not going to speak on it publicly, but I know that he is okay. I can say that. There has been some health issues that he's been dealing with. His cancer did come back, but he's okay currently. And I don't know the exact details, but by the 3rd, he's going to be out, and you better believe my man is coming back full freaking throttle, and he is going to be jumping right back into it. And man, the stories he's going to be able to tell are going to be crazy. Dude, he was on lockdown. Someone snuck a gun into jail. There is so many crazy things that happened during his time incarcerated. It is nuts. I'm sad for him and his family for this time that he's lost, for the time he wasn't able to contribute to them financially. I mean, this was a huge kick in the nuts for all of us that realize at any time, any moment, if you become targeted, that's it, right? Like, it's such a shame. And for him to come out and not have his rights. Now, here's the issue. This is the whole felon thing, right? Where so many people that are in our community that believe these are natural rights, that are like, oh, well, felons shouldn't have guns. Felons, at least dangerous felons. Well, what is a dangerous felon? What if a felon committed a, dangerous act and then goes to jail, is in there for years, and then is, separated from their property and therefore access to things like firearms, or the ability to use media, to use what's protected by the First Amendment and Second Amendment and all that. But when they get released, after they do their time and they get released, if those are natural rights given to them by God, how can the government take them away? Right? If I didn't give you something, I can't take something away from. That's called stealing. You know what I'm saying? So I get a big issue with that. I don't think the government can take away an individual's rights. And I think that I know a lot of people out there are going to disagree with me. You want felons? You are an extremist. You want felons out here with firearms? Are you crazy? Here's the crazy thing. If all of us have firearms, then we can protect against crazies with firearms. I bet if people knew that they were probably going to get shot in the face, they probably wouldn't be catching women on fire on the train. Let me just say that, all right? It's a sad world that we live in when people do not believe that society will respond with what's the word, righteous violence, right? I'm trying to think, words are hard. If criminals don't believe that men and people in the general public are going to respond with righteous violence, then they're going to be willing to do more heinous things. And we've seen that. And we've seen when men do jump in and they do whatever they can to protect people in the general public, they get crucified. They get literally dragged through trials, their names dragged through the dirt. And bro, I mean, we've seen it happen. So I can't tell you how many videos I see like on Instagram and all over the place where women are getting assaulted and literally punched in the face. I saw some chick punch a woman's baby in the face. She punched a baby in the face. I'm like, yo, what is happening? People no longer have fear of consequences. They either no longer have fear of consequences or they don't care about the consequences. So people like us that are highly skilled in violence but exercise discipline as not to engage in using that violence unless we absolutely need to defend ourselves or to defend our loved ones. They're not expecting a normal dude like us to do you understand the course of fire? Shooter ready, beep, and go to work in under 2 seconds. Bill drill a dude dumping gasoline on a woman on the train. Like, dude, this is insane. We're in the craziest time to be alive. And the first thing that people do, instead of jumping in to help someone, they're like, I need to be popular on the internet. It's crazy. I mean, the last thing, if I saw something like that happening, the last thing that I would be doing is taking out my phone. Maybe the second thing I'd be doing. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. But it's sad that we live in this world that we do, man. And it really hit me when there was a panel at the Goals, the Gun Owners of America Leadership Summit. And I think this was a panel that Josh was talking on, and Opie and the Smokies was on there. And he had said, it is becoming more likely every day that the final moments on your life will be captured by strangers with iPhones. Oh, and it was like, man, that is so true, that you're more likely to have people draw their iPhone and start recording thinking that they're doing some duty, or because of the drug that social media is, they're like, I'll be the one with the video, I'll be the one that goes viral. So they start filming instead of, helping people that need help. We need more men that are willing to jump in and exercise the usage of righteous violence for people that need our help, man. Could you imagine if all these situations that you've heard of, a couple recently on trains and other situations where, like, if there was just people out there like us that could jump in and change the outcome of that situation. And why are these people even out? Why are they not? Like, someone like Matt is sitting in there incarcerated for years for advertising a piece of laser etched metal, right? Where these people with 45 charges and convictions are just released, ROR'd, released on your own recognizance. Do you pinky promise that you're going to come back to court? Okay, then he's got a charge for bail jumping. Then it's crazy, man. I don't know the direction that we're headed in. Even if our civilization doesn't fall, as a lot of us think it might soon, man, I don't know where we're headed as a country, and it's sad to see the current state of things. So I think it's more important than ever to make sure that you are as highly skilled with your handgun, number one, but also with your rifle and your kit. And it's funny, in that same video that I think it was Traveler was talking about, Sean Ryan pulled out a 6-inch 357 Magnum, and he leveled it off at a target, and he fired, and you hear the steel ting, and Tucker Carlson was like, no, did you just hit the 100-yard target? And Sean is like, yeah. And he's like, with a handgun? Oh my goodness, I bow to you, I bow to the greater talent. That is how uncommon it is for people to be able to clap a silhouette at 100 yards away with a handgun. All of us need to be that confident with our EDC gun, our carry gun, our sidearm. You need to be so highly skilled with your handgun that if you are in an exchange with your rifle at a target 100 yards away and you run, dry on ammo, if we all know from Call of Duty that it's faster to draw your sidearm than it is to reload, right? I'm kind of kidding, but yeah, if you run black on ammo on your long gun, you need to be able to draw your handgun and at least be able to hit a silhouette at 100 yards. I'm just saying, man, and I'm not saying that I'm any, special kind of, like super great shooter or anything like that. Like, I'm just saying we all need to become as highly skilled with our handgun as we possibly can, because chances are, if we ever end up in a situation where we're, needing to use a firearm, we're not going to have that time to run to our car and open up our bag and pull out our rifle and throw in a magazine and charge it and drape the sling across ourselves and say, whom shall I clap first? We're going to have mere seconds to draw our handgun and go to work. And it better be ready. You better have a round in the pipe, and you better be very skilled, because you are also charged with the responsibility of every single round that leaves that muzzle. And it's a serious thing. So it works if you bend it in half and ram it in backwards. Okay, I don't know what I'm walking into in this conversation here. 42 watching, only 27 likes. I know, right? Do me a favor, clap that like button if you could. Wow, I was not expecting actual fireworks. If you could hit that like button, it makes my pee-pee happy. And better have one big enough to fight with. That's the other thing, man. For so long I carried it was because of wardrobe restrictions with a job, right? But I used to carry a Kel-Tec P3AT in my pocket, backup mag in my left pocket, and I couldn't carry like a full handgun loadout like I typically did. So I carried that. I did have a second handgun, a full-size Glock in my bag, and a lot of times I kept a rifle in the car. I don't usually nowadays, because I don't want to donate a rifle to a criminal. But if I'm in the car, then yeah, chances are there's a rifle in there. And that should be normal. Like, honestly, I think we should normalize literally putting a rifle in your passenger seat. Like, it shouldn't be weird for people to see that, for police to see that, for you get in a traffic stop and just like, oh yeah, it's a guy with a rifle. Now it's like, oh, you have a gun? You must be going to pull the trigger somewhere. You're going to commit a gun-related crime somewhere. It's like, what? No, it's the same thing as having like my wallet. What do you mean, bro? I mean, if everyone that carried a gun wore a shirt all day, every day that said, I am armed, could you imagine how many people would be out there? And honestly, a lot of people don't carry their gun all day. You should. I'm at home in my sweatpants right now. And right now, I'm carrying a full-size Glock 19X with 20 rounds in it, backup mag, knife, flashlight, and OC spray just at the house. And I'm comfortable, by the way. I'm just saying. Shout out Gunderwear. Shout out Fat Tech. And shout out Goonbeam. And I'm running opticless right now. This is the 19X, but either way, and I think you should also look, and this is not going to be super popular. I think you should carry a full-size fighting size gun, a combat handgun, which in my opinion is a striker fired 9mm that takes Glock magazines, made by Glock. No Glock Vs, not allowed. No V series Glocks allowed, period, point blank. And honestly, I don't think you guys would purchase those anyway. We just lost one viewer to that, so they don't like that idea. And then you need to carry a backup mag, and you need to carry a blade. Some people choose to carry two blades, where you choose to carry one for cutting meat and one for cutting boxes, plastic, tape, stuff like that. And then honestly, you should have something in between, a fist fight and a firearm, which for me, I use the OC spray. Now, I got tired of the hot pink thing in there, so I took some goon tape, covered that bad boy up, because I didn't want a big old fluorescent, bright, hot pink thing, on there. I actually have another one, which maybe could be added to the waffle as well. So, and an arsenal of 100 rounds, dude. That's so funny that like every time we see, like what Kurt's saying, every time we see these people that like they get their house raided or whatever, they were doing illegal stuff and whatnot, and then they're like, they had an arsenal of 462 rounds. Like, bro, I have more than that loose, like on my desk and just laying around. Honestly, I got a lot of ammo just laying around. Even just for real, like literally just on my desk right here, I would guess that I have about 100 rounds of ammunition. Well, I get some magazines too, so I mean, I could have. I I definitely have at least 100 rounds of ammunition here. And then also I got like a bunch of the like speed loaders with like 38, 357, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 50. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, could you imagine if, and this is how they work too, if the feds kick down your door, even if they're totally wrong, even if they're absolutely 100% wrong in whatever reason they found that you said something online, so they thought that you did something illegal, like Flying Rich talking about bearing auto sears at the dog park in Florida. Like, it's funny until like someone hears that and thinks that you're serious. Like, they can absolutely get warrants for stuff like that. And they're like, we found a Virginia man with, 100 guns and 30,000 rounds of ammo. Like, that sounds so ridiculous, right? But let's develop this a little bit. So I believe that I am a protector in my community. I am a protector within my family, and I am a protector when I'm responsible for my daughter. I'm responsible for the people around me. I'm responsible for my family. I'm responsible, even my ex-wife. I'm responsible for her safety, right? Like she does. I'm just saying, I'm responsible for the people in my community locally to me, right? I'm responsible for my extended family. I have a bunch of brothers and sisters and nieces and nephews and cousins and all that, right? So therefore, I need to not only be prepared to myself fight for them, but I need to be prepared to equip other people with fighting implements as well. Meaning that I may need to be like, okay, family member, here's an AR, here's a Glock, here's 1,000 rounds of 5.56, here's 1,000 rounds of 9mm. Go take it. Okay, family member, here's a shotgun, here's bandoliers, and here's 500 rounds of 12 gauge, federal flight control. Here's a 38 revolver, and because we don't know what situation we may be walking into, right? So we may be, and we'll talk about this in a sec, we may be walking into a situation where it's all out war, and we're all going to be walking around in full kit with plates and helmets and night vision and all that stuff. That may be the situation. Or it may be that you have to look as regular civilian, as possible, where we have to hide every single thing in our waistbands and, under concealed garments, which is why ponchos are excellent war implements. If you have to look like just an average Joe and it's cold enough and rainy enough, bro, the amount of stuff that you can hide under a poncho is nuts. And remember, this is where things like subguns can be implemented, because you may not be able to sling a whole freaking rifle under a poncho. Your whole can may be sticking out that thing. So something like a subgun, like an MP5K or that little mini MP5 SD that I got, or that Mac IX, look how little that thing is. I'm just saying, that could be a great tool if you need to look super low, low key, low pro, low vis, right? We just don't know what things may look like. And every time something comes up, it looks like, oh, this may be it. This may be it, right? Like, the whole snap apocalypse thing, right? The whole EBT thing, government shutdown, and everyone's like, yo, stores are going to be completely looting zones. Everything's going to fall and break, obviously that didn't happen. Government's back up and running, but here we are. Okay, so Glock is not offering MOS on the new Vs, is going to kill their market share, dude, 100%. And they are offering some MOS. The MOS that they stated that they're going to offer is the 23 MOS, the 20 MOS, 21 MOS, because the way their system is, their firing pin is like way taller. So there's not enough meat to cut the MOS plates, which is very strange, because they said the other one they're going to be offering in the MOS is the 19X in the V. So I'm like, okay, hold up. So you're telling me a standard size Glock V series cannot accept an MOS, but you're going to release a 19X V MOS. That doesn't make sense. But they're making so many terrible decisions that don't make sense. It's nuts. And it still has a cruciform. And people, like, within 5 days were releasing videos of Glock Vs with auto sears. So I knew it wasn't going to change anything. And Glock, straight up, okay, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like a dirtbag or anything, but Glock, hear me on this, okay? Glock, if you knew your own product as well as we know your product, you would know that you don't need an illegal, by the way, the only thing to turn a Glock that you need to turn a Glock into a machine gun is a machine gun. It is illegal to possess a Glock switch if you're not an 0702 SOT, or if you're not operating under an 0702 SOT as an employee, as an agent of that company. I don't believe machine guns should be, treated the way that they are right now, illegal in most situations, or highly restricted to bajillions of dollars, $40,000, $50,000. But it's where we are, which is why things like super safeties, FRTs, and all that are super important, because it gives us the abilities that your government does not want you to have. Because remember, your government loves you and wants you alive on opposite day. So if Glock knew their own products as well as we know their products, it's not about Glock switches. You can literally bend a connector the wrong way and turn a Glock into a no-go zone. If you bend it too far one way, you'll get a dead trigger. If you bend it too far the other way, you'll get an uncontrollable piece of equipment that just burp. So Glock, you're not doing anything. This is only you posturing. This is only you trying to look good for whatever reason, probably the lawsuits, let's be real, and probably you posturing for maybe the possibility of you getting government contracts, which doesn't make sense to me, because you're compromising all of your market share in the civilian world to sell the guns you're discontinuing to civilians to law enforcement at a lesser price than civilians purchase them. Oh, but the volume is so much higher. Do you know how much of a headache it is to work with the government? I've talked to all of these SOTs and manufacturers, and they're like, man, the juice is not worth the squeeze. The juice is not worth the squeeze with government contracts. That's just what I've been told. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to say, Glock, you're dumb and you made terrible choices, and your company will suffer as a result of it. And out of the 30 plus Glocks that I own, I will never own a V unless I get one specifically to make a video about it and make fun of it. I'm just saying, keeping it real. Anyway, let's talk about one other thing. Here's some good news. I found 4 boxes of handgun ammo and 3 boxes of slugs. I forgot that I left in my truck. That's a beautiful thing. You earned it. There is still a section of the populace that thinks wearing a cloth face diaper and wearing a rubber protects the population from viruses, and grape for the latter. Yeah, human beings are stupid and foolish and ridiculous. And the one thing that I think the general public needs more than anything is God. They need Jesus in their lives. And I pray, Lord, please set them free, bring them to you, reveal yourself to them, Lord, please, because these people need guidance and discipline. And Lord, I do too. I'm just saying, I'm a very flawed sinner. I'm just saying, very flawed, saved sinner, I might add. Anyway, so here's some news out of Virginia. So there's been some conversation with myself and another individual who you could say that they are an investigative journalist of sorts. And they've kind of sent some feelers out in Virginia and had spoken to different gun shops and different SOTs. And they said with the shift in Virginia that they know, okay, so you guys know Well, hold on, I'll table that for a second. I got to stay focused. Laser focus. Okay. With the shift in Virginia, we have a Jewish CIA law enforcement, retired law enforcement, retired CIA agent, Jewish female governor. Sorry, I had to get all that in one thing. And the amount of commercials of hers that were all funded by Everytown for Gun Safety and Giffords and all those anti-gun organizations was insane. So I know that because they helped install her into her governor's seat in Virginia, that they're going to come to her and say, okay, now we've given you what you wanted. Now you give us what we wanted. And they have been targeting Virginia, the landslide state, for years and years and years and years. This is not anything new, okay? And I believe that they're going to hit hard with gun control. If you guys remember back 2019, 2020, all the bills, there were more than 50 bills that our former governor Youngkin literally vetoed, all of them. And he also gave us auto knives so we could actually carry. Do I not have an auto knife in front of me right here? We should have an auto knife here. I don't know what's going on. Give me one quick second.
Oh, no. No.
Sorry. So, at that time, we filled the streets. More than 30,000 people. The numbers are kind of all over the place. 30, 40,000, 50,000 has been reported. But at least 20 to 30,000 people flooded the streets of Richmond, Virginia in full kit. And we were like, no, you're not going to pass any of that. They tried to outlaw ARs. They tried to outlaw AKs, semi-auto shotguns, suppressors, short-barreled rifles, NFA items. They tried to outlaw the semi-auto striker-fired handguns, Glocks. It would have just been a massive encroachment on all of our rights, right? So around that time, luckily, even though the House and the entire Virginia government was all extreme leftist progressive dirtbags. But the governor's mansion, we had just voted in Governor Youngkin, and he was super based Christian constitutionalist, and he was like, nope, literally vetoed everything, and it was such a beautiful thing. But now we have the same extreme left-leaning progressive government in Virginia, the House, Senate, whatever. I'm not like an attorney or anything. But now, instead of having the protection of the governor's mansion, the seat of the governor now belongs to an extreme leftist, progressive, insane, let your rage fuel you. That's what she said. Nutcase. So what do I see happening in Virginia? A lot of bad things restricting our natural rights that are supposed to be, get this, protected by the Constitution of the United States of America and protected by the Constitution of the state of Virginia. Now, she is going to encroach on those rights. The difference now is that she'll pass all those bills. So myself and an investigative journalist, we've done a little poking around and talking to different gun shops and SOTs. And so far, the people that we've talked to said we will not follow any law if it veers from the current state of things. If they outlaw suppressors, don't care. We're everyone that we've talked to is going to openly and blatantly ignore any law changes or rule changes in the state of Virginia. And I'm just like, yes! That gives me hope. And it gives me hope because it's not me alone saying, I will not comply. And then I get shot in the face, right? or me and two other guys or whatever, and then it's like, yeah, you kind of they stood their ground for a little bit, and then they were mowed down by a drone the size of a butterfly that blew up in his nose or something. Like, who knows what they're willing to do. But collectively, if we organize together, give the movement a name, and get other people to stand with us, they're way less likely to sign those bills into law if we all take a stand and fill the streets again. And I encourage all of you guys that are dealing with the same types of things, and maybe this is what we need. Maybe what we need is some zealot to come in that is totally anti-gun, so they can try to do all these just insane things that encroach on our natural rights, so that we can take them to court to end up with better federal laws. Who knows? I don't know. Look at what Bruin has done for us. And things like this wouldn't happen if we didn't have these insane zealots that are going after our rights. So maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. I don't know. But I do know that there are people in the world, there are people in this country, there are people in this state that are like, I absolutely refuse to follow any law that is repugnant to the Constitution, period. And I think we all need to take that stance. And if you're in another state and you're dealing with something similar, I think we need to be prepared to take that same stance publicly, and know what may come with it. Know that people may lose their jobs. Know that people may, be focused on by law enforcement. Know that people may be attacked. Know that your house may get egged or firebombed, or your car may get keyed, your whatever. We got to take a stand at some point to where we're like, yeah, we're not going to do this, and we're going to show up in the most caring, compassionate, and loving way, in full kit, and tell and exercise that same discipline that I referred to earlier. Because men that are highly skilled in violence, that exercise discipline to not act out on those violence until we are in a position to where we're threatened, those are the men that need to be filling those streets in Richmond, Virginia, to very lawfully and in a kind, caring, compassionate way voice our displeasure with the government. And that's all I'm going to say with that. So just make sure your mags are loaded, and make sure your chambers are hot, because you never know what direction things may go. And I have a feeling that they are not going to want another Lobby Day 2020. They are not going to want another situation like that. Now, if you look at the streets of Virginia, in Richmond, on Center Street, Main Street, those areas were cleaner. They were left in better condition when everyone left. Why is that? Because we care about this area. We care about the environment. We care about the community. We care about the people. There were people that literally completely disarmed themselves and walked through into the tyranny zone just to be able to speak to the legislators who didn't care, who didn't listen, who still tried to pass these bills. And we're dealing with this constantly. So at some point we have to say, okay, give me liberty or give me...
retard alert!
Anyway, sorry, sometimes I get a little carried away. I smell fence. Yeah, they be out there, bro. Did I miss? I don't. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. One bad apple makes us all look bad, and that's true, man. But look, I was rereading up on situations like Waco. Did you guys know that there's actually recorded, documented conversations that happened after Ruby Ridge and they had said that the ATF said that they wanted to do something that was good, that had a positive impact on the community. And the reason they staged the raid, not the whole siege, the reason they staged the initial raid at Waco was because they wanted to have a great moment for press where they were carrying out abused children and assault rifles and have a successful raid and great PR. And well, look what great PR that got the ATF. I mean, like, you cannot, this stuff just like it writes itself, man. It's crazy. Lightning McQueen, what up? Good to see you, bro. Also, channel member, appreciate you. BV, yeah, that worked, dude. Show of force, 9/11. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they don't care what happens to civilians. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, it's so totally tarded to look back and be like, okay, this terrible thing happened at Ruby Ridge, so we need to do something to repair the faith that the people have in the ATF. So let's go save these abused children, and let's go, take these assault rifles out of this. They called it a cult leaders compound. See, and look, I'm not saying that the people there weren't doing questionable things. I'm not going to say that my man wasn't on some very unique things privately, okay? But there is a certain thing about our natural rights that we talked about earlier. These natural rights are given to you by God. You get to exercise your rights in whatever way that you choose to, and your rights end where someone else's rights begin. And yes, there were questionable things that David Koresh was doing, but the reality is that that is none of the government's business. And none of us can sit here and say that, oh, I'm a constitutionalist, and then be like, oh, the government should regulate that. The government should regulate the... No, those two can't live together. They cannot coexist. Government overreach is bad. So the moment that these same 2A people are saying like 2A all day, but felons shouldn't have guns. Okay, well, who regulates that? The government. Oh, okay. Well, should you be able to have like, bazookas? Well, I mean, you can have guns, but like bazookas, that's just too far. Okay, who should regulate that? Well, I mean, the government would, right? And this is what literally changed my thinking completely on the death penalty. Do I believe in eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth? Absolutely. Do I believe that if someone is doing something that endangers someone else, that they should be immediately clapped so you can preserve someone else's life? Absolutely. In the moment. But if the situation is done and they're being convicted of that crime, who has the right to pull the final switch on someone's life, right? In a punitive manner, not, and granted, some things do deserve, look, I've heard about some things, some terrible cases where people do disgusting things to people and children. And I'm like, oh, wood chipper. Yeah. Feet first, the whole thing. But who would regulate that? And with how absolutely tarded the government is, 1 out of 5 people on death row are released. So they're going to be like, oh crap, you know what? 20% of people that we murder, they shouldn't have been murdered. So that totally shifted my outlook on that completely. And I know people may be like, oh, you're a softie. You don't believe in just punishment. No, I do. I just don't trust the government to dish that punishment out. I would almost rather have an angry mob in the streets dish out that punishment than the government. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, sorry. So I know, look, a lot of people disagree on that, man. And if you, oh, dude, oh man, okay. It was the DOJ, I think it was, that had said that LARPers are one of the biggest threats to the general public in the United States. That means people like us that put on kit and go out and, dude, for me, like, that's great exercise for me. I've lost like over 30 pounds now riding a bike and LARPing. Okay. Like, it is, to say that people that put on kit and go to the shooting range are the biggest threat. Like, are you serious? Like, that's crazy. But this is, people fear what they don't understand. Okay, that's basically akin to saying, you know, people that go to Comic-Con and LARP, like live action role play, because that's all that means, right? People that go to Comic-Con and LARP are the biggest threat to the general public. Like, what are you talking about? Well, they have like these fake guns and they 3D print helmets and they're just super dangerous. They're not hurting you. Like, bro, we're shooting paper. We're practicing. We're target practicing. The only time we would ever, and this is where it comes into play. The only time we would ever actually exercise this right in a manner that would put others at risk would be if you were a tyrannical treasonous piece of crap. So, quick fix, don't be a tyrannical treasonous piece of crap, and we're going to be just fine. I don't know. Seems like the government should fear the people more than, you know, anything else. Furries are probably after the kid. You know, I think any of this, yo, Lynchpin, what up? Domestic extremist. I was like, what? Ederimest. I believe everyone one day will meet their maker and will have to answer for their transgressions. Be on the right side of the scale. Woo! Amen, brother. Man, that's, I was talking to Red Dawn earlier, and it was like, man, just the thought of kneeling down in front of God and reviewing every single thing you have done and not done, and ooh, yo, I mean, like, yeah, about that, I didn't know, you know, that. Oh man, I don't even know, man. Like, this is the beautiful thing. I mean, you think about songs like Amazing Grace. Like, why were songs like Amazing Grace written, right? Like, the grace that we're given is, it's something that, like, we could not even begin to comprehend. Get right with God, build a close relationship with Jesus, live in the Word. I've been studying as often as I can, not every day, but as often as I can. I was actually, when I talked to Red Dawn, I already don't want to. I know. I was talking to Red Dawn, and I had referenced some scripture, and he was like, "Dang, you've been reading up on your scripture," and I have. And look, it's one of the, I mean, and this is true for a lot of books, but the Word of God is different, right? Every time you revisit it, you change, right? You grow and you develop, so you see things differently, and you see different things. And it's like the adage that we say. I said this just the other day on the other show, on the other place. It's like the old adage of a man can only walk into a river but once, because when he returns, the man has changed and so is the river. So every time you go back, it's different. And as you grow and develop, you see different things and see things differently. And as you mature in your relationship with Christ, you start to, you know, add other things to your baseline, basically. And the other thing too, man, that's been a total game changer is, instead of taking scripture and interpreting it, taking scripture and confirming it with other scripture. And the way that some, you know, pastors, disciples, evangelists, whatever you want to call them, people, you know, internet evangelists, the way that some people do this is so incredible that they'll be like, hey, okay, check this out. And, you know, First Corinthians, it says this. And how do I know that they mean this by it? Because this was written by Paul at this time when he was going through this thing. And then we can reference this back in Luke. And, you know, Luke says this, and we know that it meant this because of this. Back in the book of John, it says this. And it's like, yo, that is insane. But let's go back to the Greek first. It's like, dude, that is next level. And maybe one day I'll get to that point. But man, it's crazy. And you start to look at life differently. And I have been a big selfish dirtbag most of my life, and all of us are. I'm saying spoiler alert, sorry. All of us are. All of us struggle with that you know, main character thing. Like, we all think that we're the main character in our show, and we're not. And when you're humbled by Christ, your life will change. And you know, I'm obviously still have a lot that I'm working on, but anyway, we can go ahead and wrap it up, y'all. Now I ran a little bit later than I intended to, but I just want to say I appreciate you guys, man. I am super grateful for every single one of y'all, and the fact that I could be gone for weeks on YouTube and still do a live stream and have all you guys in here, man. It's awesome. It's a blessing to have a community like this. And I encourage you guys to, you know, support the people within our circle, right? Like this time of the year when everyone is like throwing money around and shopping and just throwing money at the wall because like it's a deal. I'd encourage you, if you need something, check to see if our people have it first, right? Like I don't get paid for this stuff, right? So like, oh, excuse me. I'm not saying any of this to benefit myself. I'm saying to strengthen our community, we should really be, you know, keeping it within our circles. So Goonbeam, Gideon Optics, Stifler Manufacturing, Marconi, Shogun, obviously, you know, I'm going to pimp my stuff. DLD Hardware, Definition Knives. We got Fat Tack. We got, and not, dude, have y'all seen the shirts on Fat Tack, by the way? Fat Tack holsters is like this much of their business. Okay, tiny little piece of their business. They have everything from medical to body armor to gun belts to kit, to, you know, medical kit, full IFAKs. They got crazy dope shirts. So check them out. They got a huge Black Friday sale going on where you get like whole sticker packs and patch packs and all that stuff. And also like who else? I was just talking about. I mentioned Goonbeam, Gideon. Did I forget someone? Night Vision. Dang, you balling, son. Yeah. So just, you know, see if someone in our circle has something first before you go out and throw money at, you know, PSA or whatever, these other guys. And also, man, Ammo Squared, dude. Ammo Squared has been a massive supporter of our channels, and not only just mine, but also Black Diamond Guns and Gear, the After Hours Armory that we do every Saturday. Dude, Ammo Squared is still giving $25 of free ammunition away to people that join and spend $20. Free to join. There's no cost to join. You just, if you choose to spend, you know, $10-20 or whatever here or there on ammo, if you spend $20, you get $25 of free ammo. Just all you got to do is go click that you heard about them from DLD After Dark /Fat Tack. That's what it says. And that shows them that, you know, they're getting business from us sending you guys over there. A lot of you guys have, dude, like I think at this point more than 100 people have signed up and purchased ammo from Ammo Squared. So if you have not yet, I highly recommend that you do it. $10 a week, $20 a week, whatever you choose to do, that little bit, you could stack up ammo. And then if later on you're like, oh, you know, I need to change 5.56 to 300 blackout or 12 gauge to 22 or whatever, you can literally just swap whatever you want, you know, change all of it to 9mm or 5.56 or whatever, 6.5. They got over 70 calibers. They have over 10 years in business and over 100,000 people using them. That's crazy. And thousands of 5-star reviews. So they're great. And they are such a super based company that they sit here and sponsor like myself and Josh. Like, dude, y'all heard what we've been talking about this whole night, right? Like, please understand how exceptionally rare it is to have a company be like, yo, we like what these guys say, so we're gonna get in a relationship with them. That speaks massive volumes to who they are. So go check out Ammo Squared. The G.I. Joe one is fire. And I think I actually have, hold up, let's see if I got, do I have it? Hold on. Oh, come on. Oh, I got it. Look at this one. This is how you know they are exceptionally based. The Ammo Squared Gadsden flag with a dog hair stuck to it. The Ammo Squared Gadsden flag. And every single box, when you choose to get your ammo shipped, you get your little folded up piece of paper that says Ammo Squared and what you ordered or whatever, and a beautiful sticker. And it's always a new cool one. America. Bam. Ammo Squared, super based company. Show them some love. I bet I got other ones in here too. Let's see. Okay, that's R.I.P. Anderson. Yeah, I think all these are. Yeah, the G.I. Joe one is super fire. I love that one. Hey, and the Dark Water, shout out to Dark Water. He's got a dope knife channel as well. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff in there, and we'll be doing a whole, I forget how much people love stickers. So we're going to be in the next waffle packing stuff with stickers, not these kind of stickers, these kind of stickers. So we're going to be packing stuff in there. Actually, technically, there will be a bunch of both kinds of stickers of those. So we'll be having stickers and pig stickers in the next waffle. And the next waffle is going to be huge, like over $1,000 worth of stuff, man. Yeah, so you're going to want to engage in that. But what I'm going to do, like I mentioned, a lot of you guys weren't here earlier when I was talking about it, but we are going to, I think, 3D print waffle keychains, and then they'll be for sale on the website. And then you guys, if you chose to, engage in the waffle events, you're actually purchasing a keychain, and then each purchase is an entry for the free. You're added to the free giveaway if you purchase that keychain. And then I'll also literally ship the keychain to you too. But I think what I want to do is actually make a waffle keychain with like butter and syrup on it, and then literally put a hot dog on top. Because, hot dog $9.90, contributed a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, like a crazy amount of stuff. And then once I add my stuff to it, it's going to be nuts. So it's going to be a crazy holiday waffle extravaganza, and it's going to be nuts. No, we're not going to do it Saturday. It's got to be, I don't want to take away from the show. So we're going to have to do, unless you like specifically want to do it on a Saturday, I say primary arms. I say we do it on a Tuesday or Thursday, and that way we don't take away from the Saturday show. And yeah, dude, optics, knives, Glock slides, freaking 11 t-shirts from Fat Tack, Stifler slides, pistol lights, rifle lights. I mean, we got so much stuff, dude. It's insane. So can't wait. Make sure you're here for that. And then I got to find out a way to CAD a waffle, which I think I could do. I'd basically have to like take a, if you got, okay, let me see. I think I can screen share this. Hold on. You know what? If you guys have never seen like into the world of CAD, let's do this real quick. All right. This is how Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. So I just made the Rumble thing, right? Let me show you all this. All right, so this is Tinkercad, okay? Now, Tinkercad is like a super beginner type of CAD thing, okay? Let me see. Where did it go? Here it is. Now, I had to make this. You can see all those imperfections there because I had to make this. I tried to duplicate it from here, and then I tried to like take that like out. But there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, but I'd basically have to take like a circle, drop a circle down there, make it like short like a waffle, but I'd have to like expand it like crazy, make it huge, and then take like squares and like, you know how waffles have like the little like corners. This is a bad example, but take this, group it, boom, and like take the little pieces out of it like that. That was a bad example, but you know what I'm saying? Like something like that, to literally start taking. And then also here, let's see if I can do this real quick. This is how much I suck at CAD. So we'll lower this, we'll shrink this, right? It's a little cube, but let's see. So this, how tall is this? This is 6 high. So let's take this and go up like 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Now we're going to drag the cube over here, and we can literally join these two. Boom, to make what? You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So I'll literally have to do that like a bajillion times and then shrink it down like this big to be a keychain, right? Obviously that's stupid tool. So we'll have to do it like super small like that. And then I guess I am getting like much quicker at this. And then we're gonna have to make a little thingamajig here. Oh, whoops. I took that the wrong way. Hold on. I grabbed the wrong one. Make it super small. Is that 3 right here? That's 3. So then we shrink this down, and then we take this, and then you put it here, right? And then you make a keychain by adding the little circle part right here, like a keychain, and then you go boop, and then boop, and then you have an STL of a waffle keychain. I don't know why I felt compelled to do that live. I was just thinking, oh, you guys, you are too nasty. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I do on CAD. I'll show you one other thing. All right, hang on. So we'll delete that, right? Let's move this stuff out of the way. One of the things I made was let's do it like a 3, and then we'll go to text, and we'll put text in here, and for the text we'll say oh, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Okay. And then we'll shrink this bad boy down. And then we could literally make... Okay, I made that look way easier than it is, okay? Hold on. Bear with me. Come on, bro. Come on, Brody. Get out of my way. There we go. Boom. We have a waffle stomp keychain right here, and we can bring it down to the size of like an actual factual keychain, probably a little smaller, but we got to keep it large enough to actually still be able to put a key ring through it and whatnot. But anyway, that's just an example. All right, I would actually change that a bunch, but anyway, hopefully that that lets you guys see how much I've been working on my CAD skills. Okay, and I know, no blue waffle, please don't. But anyway, I mean, that's how much like time it takes to like do the little intricate stuff of CAD. That was super easy. I mean, I literally just boop boop boop, type something out and slammed it on there. But if I were to print it out like that, it would print with so many errors. It'd be off center, it'd be all jacked up. So it does actually take a lot more time to do something like this, even though this isn't the correct color green. And nice ironing on it and all that. Nice little texture on the back end with a bunch of glue stuck to it. Anyway, yeah, stuff like that. It's fun. Dude, you know how everyone says learn to code? Learn to CAD. It's crazy. TMC, what up? Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Peace, love, bullets, and beans. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap up. I just wanted to have a little fun with that, but I appreciate the support, man. All y'all, it's been incredible, and times have been super challenging. So you guys supporting, jumping in, just engaging in chat, being a part of the conversation has been huge, and I'm grateful for all of y'all. So I need to go ahead and bring it to an end here, but I want to remind you guys that yo, AZ, what's up, man? Been working on an ATV since summer. Nice, dude. That's awesome, man. It's good to see you, brother. Tedious, quite tedious and devious. It seems a lot like Photo Room. The more you use it, the better you get, for sure. Anyway, guys, remember, no matter what administration we're under, no matter who sits in the Oval Office, we are still very much in a culture war. We are in a spiritual war, too. And I encourage all of you guys to do two things: get right with God and build a close relationship with Jesus Christ. And remember, as we're doing all this, the only way that we can improve as an individual, because that which gets measured gets improved. Come up with your own standards and expectations. It's funny because I say come up with your own, but really, as a Christian constitutionalist, you are given guidelines, and it's on us to be faithful and obedient. But as a man in 2025, you have to have standards and your own rules, and being a better leader within your household, a better spiritual leader, a better leader within your community, leader within your church, whatever that means to you. It's important to take on that role of a better spiritual leader. And some of the rules I like to share with you guys at the end of every show are: rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important to be kind in everything that you do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution. Give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. And rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence, make sure that you are becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. And be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And yes, indeedy, keep your head on a swivel and keep that thing on you, and be kind. And that definitely takes skills. Absolutely. It's all a skill thing, but all skills can be worked on, and all skills are perishable. But guys, I appreciate you guys, for real. It's incredible to have a community like what we've built here. It's uncommon. I mean, you can even go watch other, content creators' videos and live streams, and they don't have what we have here. All right. Can I say we're one of the best communities that exist on the internet? I'm just saying. I may be a little biased, but I'm just saying that's how I feel. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Christ is King, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.